You already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Sean Hubbard, and your man, the one and only Conrad Cushman. We are in the building for another big-time episode of Clash of the By God podcast, man. Yo, it has been a fantastic week in the world of professional wrestling. The really unique part about tonight's show, guys, we want to welcome each and every one of our viewers here tonight. The cool part about tonight's show is that we are coming off the heels of our watch-along last week. So though we did do a post-game show for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, though we did do the watch-along for WrestleMania Raw, we still have a lot to talk about as it relates to the fallout and what took place at WrestleMania. So there's a lot on the table. We have some really cool news coming up for SummerSlam. Well, actually, it's not really that cool from what was explained to me, but it is what it is. So there's only one thing left to say. Actually, Conrad, there's two things left to say. I'm about to even throw you off track and do a little bit of a familiar tune you might be familiar with. Say our name and we appear. You believe in Clash of the Podcast. We go from London, from Dallas to Tokyo. You already know what it is, man. Conrad, drop that thing, man.
Man, Sean, showing off the vocals early. Tonight, we are going to dedicate tonight's show to the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Mongo McMichael, legendary NFL career. And if you knew him in the world of professional wrestling, it wasn't always pretty, but it was always fun. Is the best way I could describe it with Steve Mongo McMichael. From Pepe being ringside at Nitro to being part of the Horseman, and I think he lived up to the name on screen and behind the scenes. It sounds like Steve Mongo McMichael was a party animal, to say the least. But totally crazy, man. Sean, I wanted to give you a minute if you wanted to talk about Mongo before we get into our intros and everything else.
This gentleman was one of the integral parts of the greatest defense in professional football history, in my opinion, the 1985 Bears, the team that was one weird off the helmet of a Dolphin into the hands of a Dolphin, weird touchdown on Monday Night Football away from being undefeated, the only undefeated team in the history of football. I believe will be 18 or 19-0. We all know that the Dolphins were 17-0, and later on in life you would see that the New England Patriots go 19-0. Of course, they didn't go 20-0, or sure, they went 18-0, didn't go 19-0 because of my New York Giants, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But so he went from gridiron fame and notoriety to the world of professional wrestling. As Conrad articulated perfectly, he wasn't the prettiest professional wrestler. His technique was a little bit off. But one thing that was fantastic about him, he really enjoyed what he was doing. And that jumped off the screen. And one Horseman memory with Mongo that I will always remember, please do not ask me what episode it was, but I believe it was in the late 1998 or early 1999 range. To this day, I believe that Ric Flair forgot who he was in the ring with. It was a Horseman interview with Thou Who Shall Remain Nameless, Ric Flair, Mongo, and Dean Malenko. And I just believe that as Ric Flair was talking, Conrad, to Mean Gene Okerlund, that he forgot who he was in the ring with, because he turns around, he's going off doing his woo and all this stuff. He turns around and literally chops Mongo as hard as he possibly could in the chest, and then realized it was Mongo, and then gave Mongo a hug. It was one of the funnest, most hilarious things because I promise you, I believe that Ric Flair forgot who he was in the ring with. He was so wound up.
I think Ric Flair forgot what he was doing half the time on Nitro. Like, he would get an interview segment, clothes would be flying, he's in the ring dropping knee drops, and I'm like, what is going on, right? But it was one of the things that you were like, I'm staying on this channel for a minute to see what's about to happen.
And I would dare to say, Conrad, as we move into the crux of the show, obviously, Hogan turning on NWO, Cena turning on WWE fans. Obviously, it's not in that realm of heel turn. But when he turned on Kevin Green to join the Horsemen, that was pretty cool. So rest in peace to Mongo McMichael, and obviously prayers and well wishes to your family.
Yes. Prayers and love to everyone who were friends and family of Steve Mongo McMichael. We wish you the best. Let's get into our comments here with everyone in the house. Clown, first one in here.
Cleezy, 1-3Z, 4-Tweezy.
What up? He says, afternoon, everyone. Appreciate you, Clown. Ray Thompson's in the house. He said, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Gotta say, Raw and SmackDown were both fantastic last week. A great TLC match, possibly Evolution 2.0, returns, and a splash of nostalgia with Cena versus Orton. That is true, Ray.
I agree.
Hope you and the fam are good.
Beautiful family.
Go ahead, Sean. You got this one.
Quilly in the building. Sir Quills. He says, what's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy two of my favorite bros, CJ and Hubbs, for episode 139 of the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast. Hashtag EPW, hashtag HWW. Really cool moment between the bro Quills and I on Instagram. Shared some real life greetings outside of the realm of wrestling, similar to the nice things that McKinney will send as well. Quills sent me something really nice and I responded. So appreciate Quills and McKinney and guys like that. Guy Will Gamble and Leezy, people who just send stuff that's outside the realm of wrestling to be of encouragement. Vinny too, the only Vinny we like, with some spiritual stuff as well. XG Dub is in the building. He says, what's up, everybody? What's up to you, XG Dub? He says, time in my workday the right way, end the work day the right way. We appreciate you, XG Dub. Always such a loyal listener. And speaking of loyal listeners, M. Leezy Fo Sheezy, he says, hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a good weekend, and let's kick the week off right with the two aces of our pro wrestling community. We appreciate you, Matt, for your kindness. Speaking of the only Vinny we like, here he is. He says, happy Monday. About to play flag football, and we'll catch up with the show later. God bless y'all. God bless you too, my friend.
Appreciate you, Vinny. Cactus is in the house yelling, it's Rusev Day. Oh no. You're gonna start putting that Def Rebel remix on it.
Oh my goodness. I'm confused. Okay.
Whatever they're gonna do with it. I heard the music last week and I was like, okay.
Yeah, not bad, but not good either.
Yeah. Free tacos. Where are you talking about, Cactus?
Point the way, Cactus.
BJ in the house, B Jizzle. He said, what up, everyone? I'm ready to talk about the best wrestler shows of the week. Also to talk about WWE stuff, too. Hope you are both doing well. What's good, BJ? Appreciate you.
Hope you're doing well, too, BJ. We appreciate you, dog.
Matt Lopez said, who has $40,000 to spare? I want to go to SummerSlam. I might open up with that. Yeah. Evening, handsome men. Jocelyn, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you.
There's only one handsome man on this show, and he's the one with no hair. I'm just trying to keep up.
It's all good, man. I just freshly shaved today.
Yeah. Jocelyn, we appreciate you. So sweet. She caught images of me doing my WrestleMania watch along with Jey Uso, and I had to send her a voice note and tell her how much I appreciate that. That was so nice. Like, she was watching me on her big screen television. And honestly, that just warmed my heart, man. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Appreciate it. Listen, and for everybody who wants to help us out, listen, me and Sean have hit this level, and sometimes you plateau or you feel like I need something to get us over the hump. You know what gets us over the hump? You guys telling people like, yo, I listen to a really good podcast that not enough people show love to. You guys should really come in there and show some love. Now, you know what we bring to the table. If you think someone's into it, spread the word, man. People trust you guys. Like Joel. Joel says, what up, gentlemen? Sean, drop that 112. I have the shoulder.
Oh, I need to know where we stand.
Take that.
Do we share?
Oh, I can't even say that.
Yeah, you can't.
Thought I told you that. We won't stop.
We can't do Diddy ad-libs on here, bro. We got to see what this situation plays out because it's not looking good. Joe, we appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for always helping us out, man. We appreciate you. And no Diddy ad libs. You can't do ad libs from that guy. Bro.
I know, man, but I've done it all my life, man. That's all I know.
It's hard to disassociate because oh my god,
because he's dancing in all the videos.
Yes, he's just dancing, singing a song. Oh my god.
Oh man,
Deanna, you got to help bring us back down to earth. Deanna, how you doing? We appreciate you so much. It's Monday. You know what that means? Another clash in the podcast. Thank you for your attendance. We appreciate you.
That's a fact. Joel says that Ben Eubank Jr. fight was fire. I have not checked it out yet, so I'm a little behind on my fights. Yes, another great Monday is upon us, man. Thank you guys. Thank you. I see the RIP for Mongo. Elite Easy E is in the house. What up, E, man? He's been streaming. He's been streaming a lot, man. I'm gonna put a link out there for E, man. Show E some love if you guys see him on Twitch side of things, especially. Jocelyn's excited. Vacation is soon. You enjoy that vacation.
Oh, have fun. Have fun.
Doug says another Monday, another clash. RIP to Mongo. Have my picture with him from when I was a kid. Oh, that's dope. Conrad, Sean, chat. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me. Did you see that video I sent you on TikTok that you could Dougie to anything? I thought of you as soon as I saw that. It was like Stone Cold Steve and the dude was Dougie into it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, bro.
Look at this. Matt Lopez says it was the 1998 Nitro. Good memory.
Okay, I'm guessing somewhere in the November-December range. Thank you.
It was the first one you said, so you were right.
Nice. T. Ferg, what up, fellas? He said, not watching the WWE product at this time, but here to show some love. I hope the Lakers lose tomorrow. Yo, let me tell you something, T. Ferg. I boycotted WWE for like 6 months, so believe me, I understand where you're coming from, my G.
All good, man. Yo, J-Rock. Shout out to J-Rock, man. I think J-Rock came over from the other side over there with the homie Malik and them at the No Name Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you, J-Rock.
Yeah.
I see you, man. I'm in them chats lurking a lot of times. I was listening yesterday, putting together a grill. McKinney said, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire Live chat and the best bros in the wrestling biz. Clash of the podcast, and to let y'all know, sometimes you got to cut folks off and show them the scissors.
Not sure if you heard what I said about you earlier. I mentioned you, Guy Will Gamble, Vinny, and Quills. The inspirational stuff outside of the world of wrestling, McKinney, that you send is much appreciated. And you have no idea, man. You're a vessel, man. You're a vessel because sometimes you drop stuff in my DMs, and it is a tremendous encouragement. Thank you, sir.
Right. I see people saying, let's go Knicks. Rob in the house saying, yo,
I got to speak on this right now.
Olale! Ale. Go ahead.
I have the utmost respect for Detroit basketball fans. It looks like McKinney is a Detroit basketball fan. And it doesn't look like he's doing what most Detroit fans are doing, crying about things. So, McKinney, that's yet another reason why I respect you. Here's the deal. Okay? Look at me. Here's the deal. It was I'm a Knick fan, my diehard Knick fan. It was a foul. It was a foul. It should have been called a foul. And 9 times out of 10, you know that Tim Hardaway would have made at least 2 out of 3 free throws, and the Pistons would have won the game. However, please don't act like it wasn't an MMA fight out there the whole game and the referees were not blowing their whistle. That's all I'm saying. Is that fair?
Fair.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Also in the world of basketball, real quick, I want to say this. That Nuggets game where they gave them that dunk, I wouldn't have called it.
It looked like his hand was on the ball to me.
No. Some people, me and Rob had a debate about this while it was live. I said I wouldn't have called it because I don't want to be, I would have said win it in overtime. Win it then. You guys are going to decide that. But they gave it to him. Dub's a dub, and go Timberwolves. Beat them Lakers. Tired of that defense. Rob said, I hope all is well, Sean.
Oh, hope all is well with you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Cactus, I think we had mentioned you before. All right, look at that. Here we go. McKinney talking about them. See,
McKinney, just like I said, another reason why I respect you. You're not crying about it. I mean, that they should have started the game over. Like, people are losing their minds. Like, come on, bro. That's not the way it works.
Nah, for sure. That was a nice swerve. I thought he was about to set us up for an advertisement. You know what gets us through? Shut up, Cactus.
Wait, what? What?
No, just messing with us. Sean is so great. Yeah, Sean's the man.
Thank you,
Sean's the man. And E, thank you for putting Sean's links in the chat. E knows all the codes.
Appreciate it.
Our guy Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Yo, me and Jesse had some good conversations today, non-wrestling related, actually, just about video games and life and stuff today. And it was and TV shows and stuff. Very interesting.
Appreciate you, man. Jesse in the building. You got my new number, man. Hit me up, dog.
Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, I know. Guy Will Gamble's in the house, man.
It was.
Appreciate you doing the Dougie to the NWOB theme. We might have to have Sean do that for the TikTok. It was a foul, but that hard foul when playing physical, yeah. I'm from the old school. Like sometimes you don't call it.
I'm gonna do this.
Are you gonna do the song and dance? That's amazing.
Who asked for that?
Guy Will Gamble.
Guy Will Gamble's my guy. I gotta. All right. Because I gotta sing and dance at the same time. You gotta do the ad libs though.
Okay, go ahead. I got it.
New word order.
Brian Adams. NWO. Okay, I'm done. You know it's too sweet, baby. You know it's too sweet. Into the camera, everybody just yelling it.
That was very difficult. I did my best.
Shout out to VK Wall Street. Man was in 2002 still wearing anti-WCW gear. Shout out to him in Japan. Is AEW going to have those 92,000 rappers at all the big city Dynamite shows? If they make them say, yeah, I think they might. It actually does hit, bro. I'm telling you. It hits every time. Time to bring out Conrad Shivani. We're here in Panama City Beach, Florida, the greatest town of pro wrestling ever. Yep. Tonight, Booker T will be taking on Sid Vicious and Scott Steiner in a three-way dance.
In the biggest match in WCW history.
According to Vince Russo, that's what they pay me to say. You guys enjoy, man. Listen, let's get into this, man, because we'll be here talking with y'all all day, man. One day we may have to just record something where it's just free for all.
Listen, at some point we might have a viewer appreciation show and just chop it up with the fans, chop it up with our viewers, man. Because they're not. I take that word "fans" back. They're not our fans. They're family, man. We've been rocking with us for a long time.
Yeah, that's a fact, Jack. So let's open up here real quick with this $40,000 ticket stuff, man.
Oh my.
All right. So shout out to my guy, Andrew Baydala, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like an acquaintance. Me and him have talked before on Twitter. Nice guy. So he is confirmed on location with WWE. Elite Plus package prices for front row, floor centers, TV side, WWE 2025 SummerSlam show at MetLife Stadium are $40,000 per ticket. Not like your family's coming for 40, not you and a buddy for 40, $40,000 per ticket. Bruh, that is how much money I was getting paid like a few years ago, like annually. Like, what is this, fam? What is this? They include premium front row seating, in-ring photo op, private transportation to events, elite welcome event, private section at all-inclusive pre-show hosts with superstar appearances from Kevin Nash and more, post-show press conference access and desk photo ops, tickets to SummerSlam, tickets to SmackDown and Raw. Yo, listen.
Wait, hold on a second. See, here, I'm about to blow your mind right now, Conrad. And chat, yo, I'm about to blow your mind too. That rundown.
Kevin Nash tickets?
Oh, no, Kevin, no. So, honestly, I mean, Conrad, you're going to be mad at me because I'm kind of stealing your line. So I'm telling everybody who's viewing right now, Conrad said this before we went on the air. So this is not my original thought. I don't think, unless I'm a member of the media, which we are, so you never know what the future may hold. Make sure you retweet us and add us and put it on so we can get noticed and get to that level. But anyway, unless I'm an invited member of the media, I don't think I'm ever going to a WWE event again.
That's a fact, Jack.
Those prices are just It's not just expensive. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. $40,000 for a weekend? Yeah. $40,000.
I better be in that booking room with Triple H too for $40K. Like, let's go, baby.
I don't know, man. And Conrad, I don't want to. I know you're having fun with this, and you know me. Sometimes I go off in left field and I get real serious when everybody else is just out laughing about it. But I'm genuinely bothered by this. Jesse agrees with my sentiment, and so this guy will get. This is terrible. Terrible. $40,000. I need Conrad. Here we go. Look at me. We need you guys to, and you get it. You guys get it. You're smart. Think about how much money that is, guys. I want you guys to like really internalize the fact that World Wrestling Entertainment wants you and him and me to pay $40,000 to go to a wrestling event. It's disgusting.
It's 2 nights. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I can't stop with that. Having fun with this.
It's disgusting.
For 5 match cards, 7, those match cards better be beefed up. Like I said, I don't know, man. To me, you ain't even offering like WrestleMania 17 action here. Like, let's take it easy. But I guess, man. And James made me laugh with this. Hey, Dwayne, we need you again. We're going to talk about that, actually. That's on my topic list here. 40K, that's a car, bro. Yeah, 40K is a weekend at Bernie's. I better get a Hall of Fame induction. It's hard for me to support. This is from Jesse. It's hard for me to support this company doing greedy stuff like this. You've told me I'm not welcomed at your shows with these prices. All my favorite things are wrestling. I'm WWE. Yep. And Clown says, look, it looks like I won't be going to Survivor Series at Petco if the prices are getting that crazy. And that's sad because like people want to go to these shows. Me and Sean would like to go to these shows, but guess what? We can't. E says AEW is way cheaper. It's wall-to-wall wrestling instead of hurry up and wait and wall ads like WWE is. And that's another thing, too. You're going to be waiting in between those matches. Nobody can complain about the biggest VIP. Nobody can complain about the biggest VIP AEW has. Wait, how many tickets be 5K, but SummerSlam is 40K? That's backwards. Well, this is for like the highest level, too.
Yeah.
There's still cheaper tickets, but who's buying that? There's people out there who are going to buy these. I don't know how. When I see greed like this, it's easy for me to root against you. I hope TK capitalizes on this. From Jesse. That's crazy. It's getting ridiculous. DeMarcus Cousins. Here, I'm trying to get some new people here. Let me see. Clown says I spent $170 for 2 front row GCW tickets. Get the meet and greet towns before and after the show. That seems fair. One of the reasons I'm not big on WWE, T-Ferg says they outprice the working class. Even if you make $100K or more, you can't afford PLEs these days. I'm not paying that. You got 3.5 months to go, brother. LOL.
It's insane, bro. It's insane.
If I'm spending $40K on anything wrestling, it better be my own show being booked. Until
Conrad, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. No, please go.
No, I was just gonna read McKinney's here.
Yep,
until we the fans straight up ban a show, WWE will continue to raise prices, and the IWC has to get outraged and attack the internet with "We ain't going, we broke." 40K is diabolical. That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Conrad as well. What?
Cactus says some of us get divorced for less than 40K.
Cactus is hilarious. I want you guys to really internalize this. You guys ready for this? For the price, I mean, I have a son that's going to be 13, like 13, like in 2, 3, like it's like the time is rolling by. What I'm trying to say is that soon I'm gonna have to be thinking about paying for college, right? My phone. Just want to show you my phone. University of Aztec Pacific, Biola University, University of California, Berkeley. That's one we recognize. University of California, Irvine, University of California, Los Angeles. You know what that stands for? UCLA. Anybody ever heard of UCLA? Okay, cool. University of Laverne, University of St. Mary. The list goes on and on. That's how much it costs, $40,000, to send your child to school for a year, to college. $40,000 is a year of a 4-year college. You hear me? That's how much college costs. $40,000.
Send them to SummerSlam or send them to college. Make a choice, Guy Will Campbell said.
College. And that wasn't something I'm glad I got, because I wasn't sure what the list was going to read. I wanted to get to a school that was recognizable. And thank God the third or fourth school, University of California, Los Angeles, that stands for UCLA. So you could either go to UCLA for a year or go to SummerSlam. Somebody help me make it make sense.
Good luck, my brother. Good luck, because it doesn't make sense to me. I think people they're wilding just a scotch, if you ask me. Let's stay on the focus here of all good things when it comes to
things. You talk about spending college tuition on a show, and then you want to go back to good things.
Yeah, we got to get back to the good things. We got to get back to the wonderful world of pro wrestling.
Do you want to send the intern to college, or do you want to go to SummerSlam, Conrad?
Oh, he going to college. Believe that. Community college, if necessary.
Exactly.
Let's talk what happened last week, man. So John Cena, Sean, has done it. John Cena has become the world champion. He's got the record. I know I mentioned Ric Flair, and technically I think Jerry Lawler's got more than Ric Flair, but we won't harp on that too much. John Cena has the record for what it's worth in the history that's being told by WWE. For the most times as champion. Listen, cool. It looks all right with Cena. We got exactly where we thought it was leading to. RKO out of nowhere.
God, he still delivers that perfectly, doesn't he?
He does. Randy's got it. And I'm not going to lie, John's kind of left all the shows the same way, on his back looking up at the lights lately. Yep. So,
but he's also leaving with the strap around his waist.
Darn right. So he's here, man. I thought that was a cool shot of Cena that I saw, so I was just like, yeah, let me share some of these. Shout out to whoever took these photos. I hope you tagged your stuff or watermarked it. What'd you think, man? What do you think here of this rivalry that's being reignited here between Randy Orton and John Cena? Many years ago, I'm sure if we had this podcast in 2009, I think we'd say we were sick of this.
Look, man, I'm cool with it. Like, at the end of the day, you're talking about a lifelong rivalry that some of us grew up with, some of us matured with. John Cena and Randy Orton is must-see TV no matter what. It's a very cool dynamic to see that Cena is the heel and Randy Orton's the babyface, so that's cool. Early spoiler alert, there's no way Randy Orton's winning this match. I actually am going to give a very early prediction and say Randy Orton wins by disqualification. So he's going to win the match, but he's not going to win the title. Unfortunately, I think he wins in his hometown, but he doesn't win the match. But either way, we're going to have a nice ride getting to May 10th, my birthday, by the way, and we're going to have a good time watching these two go at it. And hopefully it'll be a great match. I mean, we're talking about, thank you, Conrad, 16 pay-per-view matches for these guys. 16 pay-per-view quality with a couple mixed in from Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, this is a legendary rivalry with legendary implications. Randy Orton wins, it wouldn't make me mad. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Cena's got the record for who's won the most times. Mm-hmm. It takes me back to playing like SmackDown versus Raw 2009, just like seeing all those highlight packages of this. And I'm like, I'm over this feud at this point. I'm going to the people here. Let's see. John Cena, the last real champion from Guy Will Gamble to use PowerPoint for their Titantron visual. I'm honestly disgusted that this has happened. Oh, Jesse's on the TKO. Poses like Orton. Don't forget right before the RKO. Yeah, I know. John Cena was talking his mess, man, right before that. Anyone remember the 21 plus bangers Orton versus Cena gave us? Me either. Jesse is hating John Cena, bro. Deanna's.
Cena, I mean, look, the matchup of Cena versus Cody was corny versus corny. It was babyface, sugar pop jelly bean versus babyface sugar pop jelly bean. I like the heel turn. I don't love it, but I like it. I wish it had happened 10 years ago. But, it's on his way out. We all know he's going to lose the title at SummerSlam or probably close to Survivor Series, and then probably tell the fans that he was just kidding or I'm sorry or I did it for you, and he's going to go out on top like he always does. I kind of agree with Jesse in the regard that this is kind of like a novelty act kind of vibe. I'm sure they'll be okay. They're going to main event Backlash, and then we'll see what happens from there. It's all going to lead to Cody winning the title back, in my opinion, at SummerSlam, which I'm also not happy about. But it is what it is, man. I mean, the WWE Championship picture is kind of like right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Orton's not going to win, not because he doesn't deserve it, but because John Cena is going to win all the way up until the time he loses the title on his way out. So Orton's not going to win. You know that, somebody like, I don't know, maybe LA Knight gets in John Cena's face. Maybe CM Punk gets in John Cena's face. But at the end of the day, good word, Quills. It's gonna be a bland title reign, and then Cody's gonna take the title back, and we're gonna be complaining about Cody again, everybody but Jesse. And then it's gonna be what it is moving forward into WrestleMania season next year.
Right, and Cody's probably the guy that wins the title back from Cena, in my opinion.
Right, exactly. So. And I actually predict that'll be at SummerSlam, or maybe SummerSlam might be a little too soon because he's going till December. But
SummerSlam the earliest, but he's going to need time in between to turn heel because he only has how many dates now?
25,
6, 7. I don't remember.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Who cares? All I know is I'm like, okay, so now you got to make these specials. So he's probably going to do one appearance for each title match that he's going to do, and then he'll have a few at the end.
Not a big fan of snakes, though. Ugh.
Yeah, well, he's the Viper.
He's the Viper, yeah. I mean, kind of creepy, guys.
I'm sure he doesn't like it either. I was there at WrestleMania 33 when the we'll call it a snake. It looked like something else though from your biology class. Yep. Followed him down the ramp, and I was like, "What is this?"
It was like, why is that? I'm not going to say it. Conrad's right. We're not going to say that on the air. But why is that? You know what? Like it doesn't look like a snake.
I think they were trying to be cool. They were like, "Ah, man, this doesn't look as cool as we thought it was going to be." But now everyone laughs at it. MJB, what's good, man? Welcome.
Let's get it. Let's get it, MJB. We see you, brother.
The fact that this is in bizarro world of heel Cena and babyface Orton, I'm down to see the build and how they tell their story in the ring. Yeah, I'm fine.
Not long of a build. This pay-per-view, you got to remember, is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And honestly, this is the one match where I don't think you need the build because we know the history. At least I would hope people do. But Jesse's not wrong in his, like, have they ever really had bangers? Like, do you consider either one of them the best opponent for each other? I don't.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So I think that's what they wanted, but it just never turned out that way.
Well, one thing I will say, though, is that it's nice. I mean, I guess it's nice, depending on how you look at it. They're going to be the main event of Backlash. I honestly don't even think Jey Uso. I'm not bringing up Jey Uso for no reason, guys. It's going to make sense. I don't think Jey Uso's even going to be on this show. I don't think Jey Uso's going to actually be on Backlash. That's just my prediction. I think Jey Uso's first title defense will either be on Raw or be on Saturday night's main event. I say that to say this. It's cool that Cena and Orton are going to main event a pay-per-view in 2025. The problem is what I talk about with predictability, which Conrad tells me sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Randy Orton's not winning this match, or at least he's not winning by pinfall or submission. So do we really appreciate that? I know I don't. I don't like a match where I know we knew as soon as Randy Orton RKO'd John Cena on Monday that at that very moment that Randy Orton's not winning this match. So what are we doing? Yeah, I can't listen to your question because I can't hear you, bro.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
And that's all I said at that point.
Okay.
That's why I was like, did he hear me? Even though I just looked down, I was like, wow. Is John Cena washed, in your opinion?
Of course he is.
You think without a shadow of a doubt, like there's no one that could pull one good one out of them?
Rhetorical question. Did you watch WrestleMania?
I did, but I'm saying I did think at the Chamber though that was solid, but there's a lot of it's a gimmick behind it.
I don't think it was solid at all. I think he was saved by the gimmick, like you just said. John Cena is cooked like a well done steak, in my opinion.
And that's fine too. Like he did it for how many years? He did it for a long time.
I'm not mad at him. I mean, he's cooked because he's 1,000,000 years old, and I mean that with love.
Yeah. Interesting. I just wanted to get thoughts on it.
Ironically, Randy Orton's almost the same age, and he is not cooked,
but never left really either.
Yeah, facts,
you know what I mean? And he also has a style that's much more. How do I want to say this? Gentler on him.
Yes.
BJ says, spoiler, I hope you're all ready to have Triple H waste another Money in the Bank by having the winner cash in on Cena and close the end of the run to save the belt, only for them to lose. Too easy and predictable.
So BJ actually gives my boy Jey Uso a break and says that the Money in the Bank winner will cash in on Cena. Interesting.
Could be that they try to use that to save the day. Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, I think.
I think so as well. I think they're going to position Logan Paul to get a title shot. I don't think he wins. I think Jey will retain in that situation. But yes, I see it too.
Washed, dried, and folded. Come on, guy. Cena's been washed for years. MJB says Cena is fried. WWE will get my attention again once Bron, Montez, Fatu, and Carmelo Hayes are the faces of the company. Time for new blood for T-Ferg. I mean that with love.
Look, easy is hilarious. Look, me saying John Cena is 1,000,000 years old. Does anybody? Am I wrong? He is 1,000,000 years old. But I appreciate the fact that he came back for one last run. I appreciate the fact that he does love the business. It's just at the end of the day, bro, he is fried, bro. My guy, Derek, I see you. He's fried, bro. He's fried. He's cooked. He's marinated. He's everything, bro. It's over. But what I will say is this, though. I don't want predictability on his way out because you know what? You can almost map this thing out. He won the title at WrestleMania, and he's going to lose it back to Cody at SummerSlam. You can't tell me that's not the – that's 9 times out of 10 that's what's going to happen. Night 2, SummerSlam, Cody versus Cena rematch. Cody wins the title back.
Or they hold off until Survivor Series at the latest and try. You know what I mean? Give that show double value so then they can put that in stadiums and charge for it too. I mean, that's another option that's there, man. Appreciate you, D. I see you. Byron Cutler, please let me know what you mean. I did put that question back in there. And I mean that with all due respect. Sorry, I had to read that in my Stone Cold voice.
I can respect you and not like you. I've never liked Cena. I respect him.
I respect certain things about Cena, and there's other things that I don't. We've kind of mentioned the culture vulture type of Tony Ayo needs his royalty checks. Like I said, I've always felt John Cena turned on the culture when he got to the top. I think he could have fought back more. I think he was too what do you want, boss? You know, I get it, but you're an independent contractor. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, even Bret Hart fought back on certain things. You could have fought back a little bit more, in my opinion. That's just me talking, though. I don't know if you feel the same way. That's how I feel when I look at Cena.
Easy, do not put Sting and John Cena in the same breath. Do not do that. Sting, I respect Sting and appreciate Sting far more than I could ever appreciate Cena.
Let me see. I think he's judging on that, how he wrote it.
No, he said Sting was winning everything. I thought he was trying to say that it's the same thing.
He said no. Listen, look how he wrote it. Compare Sting's last year to Cena's so far, and you knew Sting was winning everything. I don't think some people believe that with Sting. I think at the end people thought that the Bucks might beat them. Me and Sean, I think did you predict it too? I said Sting's gonna win. I said I would let Sting go out on top, and you don't always need to do that.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Easy. My fault. I misunderstood you. Okay, I got you now. I got you.
Wow. Jesse said, Cena, Rock, and Roman, please do pro wrestling a favor and take yourselves back to Hollywood. Peace.
I agree with 2 out of those 3, Jesse. I agree with 2 out of those 3.
We're going to get into
need Roman Reigns.
We'll get into that here momentarily. I promise you. Someone mentioned Liv Morgan. This is kind of a little quick Raw recap. We don't have to go super long into these, but Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez won back the tag team titles. Sean, your thoughts?
Yawn.
Keeping it moving. Becky Lynch then turned on Lyra Valkyria. What was the point of all this?
It was pointless, but I liked it.
I'm not.
I liked it. It was. I mean, I'm gonna say it again because I want to get. I love giving credit where credit is due. You're 100% right. It was pointless, but I freaking loved it.
But do you like Becky as a heel though? Like
I do like Becky as a heel. I do.
I wasn't feeling big time Bex really last time.
I wasn't feeling big time Bex, but she could be heel without being big time Bex.
I got you. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yo, I'm not glazing Roman Reigns, Jesse, the Roman Reigns glaze. Roman, like at the end of the day, Roman is the man, bro. Like I'm glazing because who put a 1 in the chat if you think WWE is better with Roman Reigns. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the WWE is better off without Roman Reigns. 1 if Roman Reigns is better for the company. 2 if Roman Reigns is bad for the company. Come on, bro. That's not glazing. It's just telling the truth.
BJ says the point was to screw Bayley more. Do you mean that from like a storyline standpoint or political standpoint? I'd be interested to know. Yeah, like I said, we'll have to see where they go with this Becky thing. I'm sure you can see your numbers are in here right now.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Roman. Like Jesse, you know you're my dog, but the tribal chief Roman Reigns is fire, bro. Like, now I will say this, Conrad, I'm sure you would agree. Now that he's by himself, we got to see how it plays out now because now Roman's alone again for the first time in like 5 years.
Yeah. I see mainly ones from the group who listens to and watches us. Now, I'm going to keep it moving here because we got a lot to get into. We had Rusev return. Rusev is back. Creative must be good. And he is here. He took out Big Otis. Prospects on Rusev, Sean? Like, I know we talked about it a little bit in the chat, but
I'll be brief for the benefit of our viewers and our show format. Love that he's back. Hated the way he was brought back.
Where do you see him wind up?
Well, clearly it's going to be mid-card because why would you attack the Alpha Academy? What difference? I don't understand the relevance of that. Like, he came back. Thank you, Joel. He came back and he attacked the Alpha Academy for what reason? Like, what kind of comeback was that? What kind of debut was that? I don't understand. The Aleister Black, which we'll get to in a second, the Aleister Black return was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on what aspect we're talking about it with, and we'll get into the Aleister Black one here momentarily. I separated by Raw and SmackDown for those who are staying up with it. McKinney went back to this Lyra stuff to get the women's mid-card belt over. Lyra hasn't grabbed the crowd fully yet, and that belt would get some love on a vet's waist. They put over new talent or a call-up. They did it backwards, in my opinion.
Let me back up what McKinney said with a different thought. Same premise, but different thought. Not only would it help the belt or help the title if Lyra lost the title to Becky and got around a vet's waist, as McKinney articulated, but even if it was the other way around and Lyra got into a rivalry with Becky and Becky was not able to take the title for her, that would put Lyra in a better position because similar to what McKinney is saying, Lyra Valkyrie has been booked very subpar since winning the Intercontinental title.
I feel like it's start and stop, hot and cold. Like you do something where I'm like, okay, they believe in her, and then I see where I'm like, oh, they don't care. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what to think. And I'm more concerned with Bayley. Like Bayley to me has been getting treated like garbage since she won the Royal Rumble last year. Like I'm like, what is good with this?
She got written off of WrestleMania, bro.
Bro, she lost to Nia Jax. I'm not saying that like I don't like Nia Jax. It's just like you built Bayley up for this, and then she disappears. She gets her match. Bayley could have been the person to be the vet to hold the title too, if we're thinking like that. But we're going to go with Becky instead. That's fine if that's what you want to do. But eventually, I'm hoping this leads to Becky versus Bayley, and this is all going to like, oh, I should have seen this. It should make more sense. But I'm kind of right now like,
you can't go back in time because people like the Prophets and Bayley did not make it on the show of shows. So
Yeah. More on them momentarily, too. Rusev Day in the League of Nations might come back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't say that, please, MJP. Don't give them any bad ideas. They don't need them. They got enough cooking up right now by themselves. Rusev was in the wrong spot. Should have been a Heyman guy. I don't know about that. If we all remember how Heyman booked him, go back to the storyline with Big Bob. I don't even want to talk about that. Love Rusev, but he's a mid-card monster. Woo.
I think Deanna's take is correct.
BJ said, this man doesn't take his first L from a current champion, then he does not care about anything he complains about anymore. Yes, that was an issue. Tony fumbled Miro with E laughing. Long-term booking, Lyra beat Becky at NXT for the title.
James, no. James is saying that she's going to – maybe, you know what? I got to give James credit because you never know. When Becky gets on the mic, maybe Becky will talk about that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Then why'd you team with her? To me, it had to be like I snapped and this is what I decided to do.
It's a retread of the whole Trish and Lita thing, remember? And then Lita was never heard from again.
Yeah, but we've done this.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's rinse, wash, repeat. I mean, Sir Quills came up with that phrase. Rinse, wash, WWE. That's all WWE does, bro.
Yeah. Derek, chill. You gotta chill, bro. Gotta chill. I wonder if Becky. Yeah. We'll talk more about that tonight once we see more. This is gonna be a kind of like shout out segment.
Oh yes.
Karrion Kross. This interview was good. What they did with him on Raw,
it wasn't good.
Was not the follow up. He needs to do stuff for himself, in my opinion. He benefits from that. You know that AEW style that some people don't like? He would benefit from it, I think, because you're in your own world. Here's your box. If it doesn't work, it's on you. But if it takes off, let's make money. So what do you want to do?
In case anybody didn't realize I was being sarcastic, because Conrad did, when I said that interview was not good by Karrion Kross, it wasn't good. It was not good. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. That dude came out and spoke. He should, but WWE's so full. Why would he not be on TV like literally that week? I mean, I'm talking about like on the mic, like in somebody's face. Like that wasn't like that might be his moment. Like give him the ball, let him run.
They gave him AJ.
Oh,
I mean, we'll see. I don't know, man. You got to put him in the spots to see if he'll knock it down.
Kross and Scarlett should join Judgment Day.
Could still be the plan. I'm hoping. Because they haven't really done that yet either. They're still kind of slow burning that too. Triple H is very slow burning. Not that that's always a bad thing, but sometimes it can be, if that makes sense. Like,
let me give you a little bit more analysis about Kross's interview with Sam Roberts. And forgive me, I don't remember the young lady's name. He came out there and he acknowledged Sam Roberts. So it wasn't like a typical heel promo. He wasn't, oh, you idiot, Michael Cole. It wasn't that. Hi, Sam. You're a good guy. I wonder why you're in this business. And said hello to the young lady. Hello, my dear. He was perfectly calm. There was no issue. He wasn't being a heel. You know what he was doing, Conrad?
Being real.
Being real. And everybody loved it. But did WWE take advantage? No.
Do you agree with BJ?
He might have, because it was too real. But I mean, WWE's cowards if that's the case.
I agree with McKinney. He was fire on the mic, and WWE needs to strike. What do we always say? You have to strike when the iron's hot sometimes.
Well, Jey Uso kicked Roman Reigns in the face in July of 2023, and he won the world title in April of 2025. No. I'm saying it took too long. I'm agreeing with you.
No, but I think Jey Uso kept the momentum. That was why they believed in him, because it didn't die off. It was. Okay. Look at the sales, Oos.
Oh, fair enough.
Day one. It's just me, Oos.
But we agree it still took too long.
I think they could have done it sooner. I'll say
there
that.
You go.
I think he could have beat Priest.
To bring it back home, because we're actually agreeing on this, even though people might think we're disagreeing. Give Kross a chance. Now is the time.
It's there. If anything, I think, and this is from James from the Pro Wrestler Shoe, if anything, I think they're going to try and put a group back together for Kross. Maybe AJ joins him and more to come.
James, with all due respect, You know,
we
you're
tried
my
this.
dog. We don't. No more final. Absolutely not. No, the only group he should be associated with is if he joins the Judgment Day. Maybe he could be the guy that replaces Finn when they kick Finn out. Other than that, no. No, give him a microphone and let him cook.
And he could be the catalyst for why Dominic turns face.
There you go. There you go. Why is it that me and you and our chat can come up with this stuff, but WWE charging $40,000 for SummerSlam can't come up with this stuff?
Make sure to watch WWE. What is it? Unreal on Netflix when it comes out. And then we'll get to the main event. Yes, these are my dogs laid out here by Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Bron Breakker. Now, I know earlier Ray had mentioned something about evolution. I don't really see this being an evolution type thing. But what do you see, Sean, as far as Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker? Like, is this? Do you have something? Do you want? I want Sean to like kind of fantasy book this, and you can tell me no if you don't want to, because you don't want to get your hopes high. Do you see like a dangerous alliance from this? Do you see the evolution thing that people are talking about, or is this just a trio and we need to go forward with this? Is this just add Becky and we're done?
There should be another member besides Becky Lynch. Let me say that. Becky Lynch would be a tremendous addition, right? But there should be another member besides Becky Lynch. Now, I've heard the theory, no pun intended, of Austin Theory being the next guy, where they would give him an opportunity to finally live up to his potential. Though I want Austin Theory to succeed, I would not be happy if it was Austin Theory. It needs somebody else besides Becky. Becky's fine. But if it were my choice, Conrad Cushman, Sami Zayn would join that group.
I wish I would have saved the picture of a Saved by the Bell where they had Sami Zayn dressed up like Screech. Bron Breakker was Slater, and had Rollins as
Chat, I don't know how you feel about what I'm saying. You know, just give me some feedback. I think a buttoned up, maybe slick back ponytail Sami Zayn should be the newest member of that group. And I think it would be absolutely phenomenal. And I think it would lead to him challenging Jey Uso for the title. I would absolutely love it. I would be over the moon if he turned heel and joined that group. That's the choice. It should be Sami Zayn.
You are funny. He said, I'm overthinking it. It's two mid-carders and Paul Heyman. Listen, I think that you have something good here in Seth. I hope that we get a new layer to his character that Paul can mesh in with himself. Bron Breakker, you've known since NXT, which I think they're going to draw parallels to tonight, that I've believed in this kid from the moment I saw him. He's been coaching him since he got up to the main roster. So he's getting some type of special love. I got that picture, Conrad, of Sami Zayn. See, I told you. Sami will be fired. So people are agreeing with you a little bit here about Sami Zayn. Have Becky join with Seth and Bron. It got them booed the first time they did it as faces. It'll probably work.
It would work this time. See, they were annoying. They were annoying in love cornballs when they were together the first time. Okay. This time would be like, you know what? Screw you. Screw WWE. They should really, it should really be a fight against World Wrestling Entertainment. Like Seth Rollins should say, WWE brought back CM Punk. WWE allowed Roman Reigns to have this reduced schedule. It's Paul Levesque, this is your fault. And it should be like Seth and his group rebelling against WWE. Sami Zayn, I beat the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time at WrestleMania last year, and this year I wasn't even on the show. But again, I'm not getting paid. Conrad's not getting paid. Chat, you're not getting paid. But we can come up with this stuff, and yet WWE, I'm going to say it again, charging $40,000 for a weekend, can't come up with it. And this is not even hard. Turn Sami Zayn heel. That's not even hard. A blind man can see that's the right thing to do. Ray Charles can see this is the right thing to do. Stevie Wonder can see this is the right thing to do. But WWE, it goes right over their heads. Sami Zayn's going to come out next week and hug Jey Uso again. Oh, Jey, I love you, Jey. I love you, Jey. Jey, you're my friend. You know what? As much as I'm a Jey Uso guy, Sami Zayn should punch Jey Uso directly in the mouth.
I think it was good for them to have that moment, though, just for what they went through as characters together in the group. They did make that group work. But T-Ferg brings up another interesting name. Put Carmelo Hayes with him. But he's on SmackDown. And I have a bad feeling with Carmelo Hayes. I'll talk about that in a second. Has Heyman ever had a black Paul Heyman guy? I'm trying to think if he managed anyone in WCW that I'm not thinking of. I can't think of anyone off the top.
Have you ever? Well, what's the question?
Has Heyman ever had like a black guy that he was really behind? Black wrestler?
No.
Not that I could think of off rip. Maybe we'll find someone obscure from WCW when he managed, but crosses Scarlett. We've been waiting to see Scarlett wrestle. Sammy chews too much scenery. His charisma would bury these two Vanilla Shakes hubs. Yo, he is burying them.
Well, I would agree that Braun's a Vanilla Shake. You think Seth is a Vanilla Shake? Oh my goodness.
AJ Lee comes into the fold. I don't know if we'll see that. Spitting. Somebody said, how about Bronson Reed? I heard this mentioned on a friend's podcast yesterday, we'll just say, about Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed makes sense, but you can also make the argument that it doesn't make sense too. Because he beat up Seth. Why do I need to team up with you? What do you have to offer me that I don't already have? But you could make it make sense if you wanted to. With maybe I wouldn't have broken my foot if I had listened to myself and not feuded with you. You know what I mean? MJB said no free WWE promotion, guys. Ivy Niles gonna face NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer on Raw tonight. I'm asking that question. Sammy was looking at Jay Wild Greasy on Raw. The draft is coming. Y'all better boo that draft. Someone mentioned Jeff Cobb from New Japan as the monster. Maybe. Let me see. There was an idea.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't disagree more with Eazy-E on that one.
He did say Heyman managed Too Cold Scorpio in ECW in the early days. That is true.
Thank you, Easy. I could not disagree with Easy any more than I can right. Seth Rollins is arguably, that means you could argue it. He's arguably the most charismatic superstar in the entire company. I know you don't like him, Conrad.
I'm leaning more towards E because I don't like the whole. He got that gimmick when he was going to be the U.S. champ, and I feel like he's never left that mind state to me with the whole. If you're not going to incorporate Heyman into like the outfits and what you're doing, I don't see the point in this anymore. Like you've done something different. Let's go in this direction with you instead.
Like honestly,
but I'm saying. Braun Breaker's serious. Is he going to start dressing up too because he believes in you? Like, what is this? But this is what they're supposed to tell us.
I'm going to give you a comparison. Don't jump down my throat. The Rock and Sock connection. What? You're telling me contrasting people can't come together and make a good team? Think about before you scoff at what I just said. You can't put different personalities together and have them create a good team?
As heels?
Why not? Why not? Before you, why not? Tell me why not.
I'm looking for an example of how it's worked before.
A heel team with different personalities. The corporation.
Whom? Well, that's a lot of people, though.
I mean, no, the corporation, not the corporate ministry, the corporation. You had The Rock, you had Triple H.
Test. You had a lot of people in that, too.
Okay, fair enough. But you're telling me there weren't conflicting personalities?
Yeah, but they were ready to beef each other, too, over the title. You remember that. As soon as they put Triple H in it, it was like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the champ. Like, okay. Like, all right. In this situation, I like Braun Breaker a lot. So I'm like, okay.
Quills, thank you, Quills. Quills had my back. And actually, Clown has my back too. RK Bro and
Baby
Clown
faces.
And Clown. Oh yeah, Quills Babyface. My fault. Yeah, Conrad's right. But Clown, the 2-man power trip.
I have a theory on why the 2-man power trip exists. I don't know if people want to hear it, but I'm pretty sure they were like, Stone Cold's turning. Hunter, you're going to face him. He's like, hey, instead of that, how about me and him team up and we're going to face the Hardys instead? Okay, Hunter, sure. Because he didn't
whether you want to go with the conspiracy theory or not, which is probably true because Triple H always had his thumb on everything.
Because why would you go against the Hardys?
Fine. But that being said, see, 2 points can be right in the same soliloquy, right? But did it work?
The 2-man power trip?
Yes. Don't you dare. I'm not a Triple H fan any more than anybody. The 2-man power trip didn't work.
It didn't last long enough.
He got hurt.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But it didn't. No. It was long enough of a Conrad. Don't do that. It was long enough of a sample size. You got me defending Triple H.
April
You know I don't
to June.
Like you got me defending Triple H, and I don't want to do it.
2 months.
2 months, and it was great television. You didn't like the 2-man power trip?
It worked. I mean, it worked because we're going to hit Lita with a chair. We're going to do that. Okay, cool. You're going up against
that's one of the first unfair things I've heard you say, bro. That you saying the 2-man power trip didn't work. That's not true. That's just factually inaccurate, bro. That's just factually inaccurate.
Ticket sales went up?
I don't know. Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
It went down.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, but oh, come on. Okay.
I know.
So you're willing, okay, for the record, you're willing to go on record saying that the 2-man power trip did not work.
I'm not saying it didn't work. I put an asterisk next to it. I don't think 2 months was long enough, and I think it got hurt when it was starting to get really good. Like they didn't get to finish it.
Okay, that's fair. I disagree with you, but I hear you.
Yes, you guys are bringing up baby faces. I asked for heels.
Shout out to James. Shout out to Quill. Shout out to McKinney. Shout out to Mleezy. But it has to be a team that was a heel team. So we're looking for heel teams that had conflicting personalities.
Baby faces, it works because you could get a little comedy in there and then add it in, and then it finally works. Even Orton and Riddle, I thought worked.
Right, James said Eugene and Triple H.
James, where's the ban button? Where is it?
No, you're fine, James. Guys, as we continue with the conversation, keep thinking about it. Heel tag teams or heel groups that were Jericho. Thank you, clown. Jericho.
That did work. It put Big Show in the suit.
Legacy. McKinney. Legacy. Thank you.
Kurt
Angle and Chris.
Time out.
And what's his name? Sorry.
They were faces. One was the face, one was the heel.
Okay, go ahead.
The Legacy, I think there was a connection between them. They're not different. The connection was that they were all their sons of, wrestling royalty, and we all came together. Jericho and Show, though, I might have to buy in on this a little bit. Show Miz, that was a prodigy of this. You see this? It's the same thing. You see that? That's the same thing, guys. Did it work though? I'm trying to remember. I mean, they ended up putting over DX. Bleh. Yeah. But I get it. They were trying to get Sean like, hey, we appreciate you. Thanks, bud. Before you head on out and go do this really cool storyline and leave everyone else in the dust. But my point is this. Going back to Heyman.
Yeah, let's reel it back around. Go ahead.
I want Heyman, if we're going to keep Seth in these attires and do whatever, I just want the roles established. And I think that's important to do tonight then. If Heyman's rolling with him, if Heyman's going to wear like the same color tie or something, that's fine. Do something subtle. Seth comes out here, have Heyman play into it. But Heyman needs time, though, to get into it. Like the thing with Punk in the watch, that didn't start right away. It wasn't like he just, it takes a second. Then he was like, I'll put all my watch. Then you go, oh, yeah, it's time. It's clobbering time. Yeah. Marvel probably told them all to stop saying that. But then you do the turnaround, all that. So I'm giving them time. I'm not saying this is a flop, it's a dud or anything like that. But I'm not saying it's evolution. It's not. I don't think it's any of those other things.
But let me put a stamp on this and say it doesn't need to be evolution.
No, Team Angle, no, they were all connected by their wrestling. Miz and Morrison, maybe they were kind of nerds. but it worked. Who said Shoguns? Get if you don't rated RKO. Yeah, they were just a team.
Edge and Orton had different personalities.
They did. They were a team for DX to beat. Yeah. Heyman with those huge boots, LOL. Like I said, maybe they can get into. I don't think Heyman needs to dress like that, but I think Heyman should represent Seth when he does it. Change your ties. When you're with Breaker, you do certain things, and when you're with Seth, you do certain things. If it's just going to be the two of them. Let's keep it moving. We're going to bridge some of this SmackDown talk here first, though. We got some news here from the Wrestling Observer. AAA. This is the new partnership with Lucha Libre Worldwide, AAA, and WWE. AAA people in charge have said that everyone on the roster needs to start learning English to start working more of an American style after WWE bought the company. Jeremy Borash is being added to the AAA creative team, and Conan will remain in some form. Whether he'll be the head of creative is unclear. K-Dog went on to say that AAA's future after WWE purchase, with money, you'll see what we can do. To that, Conrad says, who is we? Who is we? Dog, they will drop you like a bad habit if they don't think this is working.
You took the words right out of my mouth. They will let him go as soon as they feel like it.
Get out of here, fam.
The fact that he said we is comical. Absolutely comical.
I told someone this, Sean. The battle lines, in my opinion, have been drawn. And these are the battle lines at this point. And MLW, someone asked me and Derek this, why is MLW on this side? Because MLW sued WWE for $20 million. They probably just don't trust them.
Right.
Truthfully speaking.
That's 100% the right breakdown. MLW cannot be on the same side of WWE.
Yeah, Booker T stuff's over here. Marigold's over here. We have some news on that later on, too, that I'll get into. Like, a lot of news dropped towards the end. Let me see. Do I have it here? Is this it? End of an era. Mayu Iwatani officially announced her departure from Stardom earlier today, having been with the promotion since their inaugural event on January 23rd, 2011, the icon of Stardom forever. Where she's going, nobody knows. But
NXT.
Could be AEW even. Who knows? Like I said, it sounds like the economy in Japan is not doing too well, and those talents are looking to get out. But I'll put that in there. I don't know. Your thoughts on anything else with that, Sean?
No, I think you're right when you say the battle lines have been drawn. I think Conan saying "we" is comical. So the only "we" I know is him and the Filthy Animals. So if that's what he's talking about, then more power to you. But other than that, absolutely not. And I think once again, AAA made a major mistake, and we're going to see how it plays out.
Hopefully it works in their favor. Quick mentions of some of these other...
Even the symbolism, Conrad, I don't know if you thought about this, even the symbolism of having the first pay-per-view underneath the WWE umbrella, AAA, being in the afternoon of the day that they're going to have Money in the Bank. That's symbolic to me, bro. Now, I may be overanalyzing it, but to me, that's symbolic. That's just like NXT being on the afternoon of WrestleMania before WrestleMania Night 1. It comes across as if it's the minor leagues. That's what they're big brothering them already, in my opinion.
Yeah. Keeping it 100 on WWE television, Disco worms his way in. Could be. Insert that Cody Rhodes quote about Disco Inferno. Double juiced up, double lifer. Never was over. Couldn't.
He was over in February of 1998.
Cut it out, Sean. Can't get booked then. Can't get booked now.
M. Leezy for Sheezy. Back me up. Super Brawl 1998. Don't play with me. We've talked about this before, Conrad.
I don't care. I'm standing on this business, bro. Disco was definitely someone's boy, and he stayed on TV for it, but he was never like doing something.
He wasn't over at Super Brawl 1998.
Was he doing something though, Sean? Was Eric Bischoff about to be like, "Here's the U.S. title"? Like, I trust.
He won a world television title. He won the cruiserweight title. Don't play with me, Conrad.
They disrespected Chris Jericho, bro. They gave Jericho those things too.
Don't play with me. He was the world television champion. He was one half of the world tag team champions. He was the cruiserweight champion. Don't play with me. He's the tag. Leezy is telling it. M. Leezy is supporting of both of us. He has no reason to tell no lies. 1998, Disco burned down the house. Don't play with me, Conrad. Don't play with me.
Double juiced up, double lifer.
You're not being fair, bro.
I am being fair. What was Disco Inferno really in the Wolfpack? Someone tell me Disco Inferno was in the Wolfpack.
Did I say that? I didn't say
that.
No.
He was. He tried to pal around to be in the Wolfpack, and they never even finished the story. What is this?
I'm not going to speak on that because I agree with you. That's not the case. That wasn't what we're talking about. Disco had a moment where he was over. Matter of fact, I'll take it to another level. Now you got me riled up now. Disco Inferno, the night that 1998, obviously 1998 Super Brawl is my key standpoint. But fast forward,
who did he wrestle on that show?
He wrestled La Parka, but I'm about to take it to another level right now. That same year, he went to Halloween Havoc, and he fought Juventud Guerrera in a number one contest. What are you laughing at, bro? Conrad, I'm being
me and my brother have a specific memory from that match, and that's all I ever think about when I hear that match. I'll tell you, right. I can say it on here. There was a spot in the match where Juventud is laying down and Disco does the headbutt to the groin area, right? And I just remember Hoovy rolling over and yelling, "My D, my D, my D." And that was all I remember from that match. And I was like, what happened? Something went wrong at that spot in the match.
Are you done?
I'm being honest. Now, Sean, you're giving this brother a lot of credit.
I'm saying, I'm big on resumes, Conrad. What have I been talking about with Jey Uso for 2 years now? Now, it's a much smaller level, but don't do that, bro. Don't take away his moment. Disco Inferno was over in 1996 when he was fighting for the Cruiserweight title. He was over when he fought for the television title. He was over at Super Brawl. And back to my original point, he was over at Halloween Havoc when he beat Juventud Guerrera. Stop playing with me, bro. You think I'm just talking to hear myself talk? I have proof. Can you dispute anything I'm saying?
I don't think he was over.
Your response is, well, he was never in the Wolfpack. I never said he was in the Wolfpack.
No, but they did. Yo, listen, you could clearly see Disco was friends with people who were trying to smuggle him into spots. And I know that sounds bad to say, but I feel like that was the truth.
Okay.
They were trying to usher Disco into spots to get him something. And it just, no, everyone was like, no, bro, no, we're not doing that.
Exactly. First of all, Emily's right. Vincent and Horace were in NWO. We're not talking about NWO. Listen, all I'm going to say is this, because I feel like I'm giving too much credit to Disco Inferno right now.
And time.
All I'm saying is in the late winter and spring of 1998, Disco Inferno was over. If you had just admitted that 5 minutes ago, this would have been over with and done.
It's not over with, but okay, I don't want to keep this going.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more thing and we're going to move on. And chat, if y'all think I'm crazy right now, I dare you to go into the archives and watch Super Brawl 1998. You ready for this, Conrad? Crowd reaction. Scott Steiner turning his back on his brother. Disco Inferno hitting La Parka with the Chartbuster. Same reaction.
The Chartbuster.
See, never. You know what? I can't, bro.
He's got the finisher of the guy from the other company to mock them. Listen, we'll talk. We'll have to talk. Disco.
We'll talk about this another time. All right.
Yes. I'm sure we'll come back to Disco. Thank you, Jesse, for what is happening right now.
I'm just speaking truth, man. The dude had his moment in the sun.
Listen, we got to go to a serious topic right now.
Yes, let's move on.
Some people might get mad about this.
Talk about serious moments.
Final boss, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You feel the goosebumps, people? He was on Pat McAfee's show, dropping quotes, dropping dimes on the WWE. Do you believe him, Sean? I'm not even going to get into everything he said. Do you believe that Ari Emanuel called him and said, ticket sales are slow, we need you, Dwayne?
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna answer your question right now, but I have to give Guy Will Gamble some credit because he might have made the. He said before Shawn was a Jey Uso guy, he was a Disco Inferniac. Guy Will Gamble, you win comment of the night. That was hilarious. Now I'm gonna go into more detail about this on Hubbonomics this Friday with Crystal. Crystal will be back on my show for the first time in a very long time. So Friday at 6:05, I'm gonna be going. This will be the whole topic of the show on Friday, but I am not going to do Clash injustice by not talking about it. We're going to talk about it right now. Rock should be ashamed of himself. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson should be ashamed of himself. For him to not show up and not be seen on WWE television since, and I'm being serious, Disco Inferno stuff, we're having fun. I'm being serious now. The Rock showing up on the Pat McAfee show and saying the things that he said, that he wanted to step back and give John Cena the limelight, give Cody Rhodes the limelight, that the storyline didn't need him to be there at WrestleMania. Outright reprehensible. And I have nothing but love and respect for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for what he's given to the business. The Rock let the fans down. Point blank, period, and nobody can tell me different. I'm going to give the floor to you, bro. He let the fans down.
He went and clapped back at Dave LaGreca. I don't know if you saw this, Sean, but hi, Dave. The business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every respect of it. Every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest of us for our creative discussions so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show. P.S. Tell Bubba I have some Grand Marnier and hush puppies for all of us. Laugh emoji, drink emoji, har, 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 har.
Great comment. When you're done, great comment by BJ, by the way.
Which one?
The one on the very bottom.
Let me see. It's we when it's great, but it's they when it's not. The Rock strategy. Dwayne on. All right, listen. Mini comment.
Yo, your time, Conrad.
Yo, we have to stop calling people Hulk Hogan. That is one thing that this is up there with cinema. Yeah. This is up there with aura. I'm sick of hearing this. Becky Hogan, Mercedes Hogan. Yeah. Hogan ain't booking himself to be TBS champion, brother. Take it easy with all that stuff. Oh, you got me good, Mark. You tombstoned me too hard at Survivor Series 91. Like, I don't think you guys are understanding the difference between what's happening in these situations. Now, are people going to do that? Yes, because it has been fostered in the environment of pro wrestling by the number one company that you protect your spot. That means if you see someone coming up, got to knock them down a peg, dog, so I can stay in my spot a little bit longer. That's what people are going to do, period. I don't want people to get weird about that. And I know people are about to get on this, but I'm coming at this in a second with a different perspective. First, before anyone jumps on me about Rock, because I'm about to actually defend Rock in a second a little bit. Not fully, just a scotch.
All right.
Do you think Ari called The Rock? That's a pretty bold lie that could be defeated. Is Ari afraid of The Rock? Why wouldn't you say something?
Agreed. I hear you.
If that's a lie. And I think Rock was BSing about the tickets? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I thought the ticket sales were fine. But why was he called? But I want to put notice on something real quick here. Sean, read those names again at Please Join Me. Just start at that line.
Please join me, Cody, Cena, Brian, and the rest of us for our creative decisions.
Stop right there. Do you notice a name that's left out?
Looked like Paul's name was left out.
That's the game that's being played, people. You guys think that this is all about, Dwayne didn't want to show up. The real problem here is a feud we've been watching for many, many, many years. And sometimes your chickens come home to roost, don't they? Yeah, me and Paul are good friends.
You're talking right. You're talking right, Conrad. Keep going.
Me and Paul rewrote WrestleMania 40 together. I'm sure you did. You remember when Shawn Michaels disrespected my mother in Hawaii? Do you remember when you guys were sitting in a room? And I'm a Shawn Michaels fan. Sean knows this.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you guys were in a room undermining me and Bret Hart had to tell me, keep my chin up, kid. Don't worry about those guys. They always do stuff like that. You just keep doing this, this, and this, and you'll be fine. Rock didn't forget any of that stuff, I don't think. And I know Triple H resents him for being in Hollywood. Remember? Oh, I'm going to be in Blade. To Rock, what's Blade now?
Exactly.
And that's not a disrespectful thing. Like, I'm saying good for Triple H for getting the role in Blade, but he wanted to be like Austin and The Rock.
Yeah,
and he wasn't.
The thumbs down, for clarification, the thumbs down is because he wasn't successful.
This is true.
Right.
But
yeah.
What I'm saying is Triple H gave his all to the wrestling business. And I respect that too. Don't think I'm getting it twisted like, oh, I don't appreciate Hunter and he doesn't have any good ideas. He does. That was Chad Frost.
It was HBO. Who was that? Who made that comment?
Rob wrote that.
Rob, you're 100% right. Chad Frost was HBK. I love HBK, but it was HBK.
He hates that man, and he didn't even want to put his name on his show. That's how The Rock felt. Now,
I do feel like there comes a point where you have to let it go.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying that maybe that's not even the reason for this.
Okay.
But why was The Rock called in to take over this company? Once again, and I want to point this out too for The Rock. This is for Rock's defense. You call him. He doesn't call you. He won't answer you unless he wants to. The Rock's at that level at this point where he's like, I don't have to answer your phone calls. I don't have to show up to WrestleMania. What does Rock get? Oh, limiting my schedule for this? I know Sean wants him back. I remember the whole argument when we were going through Rock needs to be back. Rock needs to do that.
My argument, just to refresh people's memory, my argument has been and always will be, if you love wrestling like you say you do, you can donate one day a year. That was my whole stance. Even this extra stuff he's been doing has been like cherry on a sundae for me. And Conrad, that's my stance to this day. If you love wrestling the way you say you do, if you say you owe your whole life to wrestling, then you should be able to donate one day a year. That's my stance.
And The Rock has donated more days, though, since then, right? To be fair. But I think Rock isn't feeling this. Rock's used to his ego being fed. And this is where I blame The Rock a little bit. Rock wants his ego fed. To me, this is a play. And I come from the business world. I'm not trying to flex. I'm just telling y'all the stuff that I see in the games people play. Here's the game being played. Rock wants Brian Gewirtz in Triple H's spot. Rock's not even going to be there for all of this stuff. He's trying to get his guy put back on. Like, yo, you wrote good stuff when we were there. Better than this crap we're seeing. Let's go. You go in the spot. And I think Rock's tired of Cody a little bit too. And I know Cody fans can jump on me. Cody's right, in my opinion, for saying no and not doing all that and having the boo-boo face. But he came out with boo-boo face when he was told to do something. Rock said, you know what? It ain't working. Let's switch it. He did it. Notice Rock pinned him night one. Cody never got that lick back, for the record.
Come on, Conrad. You're talking right.
Now you go into this and you start thinking about, oh, okay, Cody, how about you turn heel with me? Cody's like, why would I do that? No, I'm the biggest baby face in the company. I'm selling crazy merch. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Triple H sides with him. Okay, no, we'll do it with Cena. That's fine. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be here afterward. And I think Rock did tell them that.
No, that's where we go off track, brother.
Hold on. Here's why I'm going to say I think Rock did tell them that. Dave Meltzer didn't get one apology from anybody on Twitter who said, oh, Dave, ha, 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 joke's on you. And this has been a Triple H thing. Joke's on you, Dave. You don't know anything. Ha, ha, ha. Now when Dave's right, I don't hear anybody going, oh, man, my bad, Dave. You had this correct from the beginning. He said Rock's not going to be there. They know he's not going to be there because Rock told them he's not going to be there. Then Rock went on Instagram and said, oh, that's a load of garbage. Don't believe any of that stuff. Don't believe the wrestlers, number one. Dave told you. So now I think people owe Dave Meltzer an apology, truthfully, for mocking him and saying he didn't know.
In this instance, yes.
In this instance, yes. So I think The Rock did tell them. Or he left them hanging, which at this point you shouldn't have. And shame on TKO, shame on Nick Khan, because Nick Khan supposedly always takes Rock's side when there's a disagreement between him and Triple H, which has happened more often than people think. So if that's happening, and if it happens again with The Rock, don't blame The Rock anymore. Blame TKO. Because guess what? Rock didn't write those bad storylines that you didn't like on WrestleMania. The Rock didn't write all those storylines. Triple H wrote them. He's in charge of that. He takes the fall for that then. Ari Emanuel, if he's calling up The Rock for these moments, blame Ari, because you know what? You know what Rock's going to do. Me and Sean could have told you what Rock's going to do. He's going to lead you along. He's going to say, what do you got for me? Oh, this doesn't work for me, because Rock can do that.
Yeah.
And he probably thought he was going to go in there and get his match with Roman, because that's what you guys called him back to do. Not Rock. Rock didn't call you. You called me. So I get Rock's frustration here too. You called me to do something. Now I haven't gotten to do what you promised me to do. And I got better things to do. So guess what? Deuces, ooses, I'm out. And if it happens again, don't blame Rock, blame TKO. Because now they know what they're dealing with. They see the foolishness and how Rock's going to spin this stuff. Don't deal with him anymore. Make him sign a contract that he's going to be there for the entire thing then. I wash my hands of it. I blame everybody in the whole situation, Sean. That's how I feel. It's not just Rock. It's all of them. And Rock could do better, 100%. But Triple H gets his blame. Ari gets his blame. Nick Khan gets his blame too.
I want to first take a moment to acknowledge how well you articulated your point, because, Conrad, you actually have made me reconsider mine. So salute to you. And you know why I'm reconsidering mine? Because of the way you articulate what you said, and also because you made me think about what I said. I said that The Rock should be humble enough to donate. I agree, Guy Will Gamble, to donate one day of his. Nah, it's not going to get that bad, Quills. To donate one day a year. And you know what? He's donated more than one day a year. So I really don't have much to say other than you're right, Conrad. You're right. I think that Rock, the term, which I said about 5 minutes ago, and you changed my mind, the phrase Rock should have been at WrestleMania rolls off the tongue because we all wanted The Rock to be at WrestleMania. But if Rock is being, and I'm really gonna echo what you said, because you really came across very smart in this situation. If WWE, whoever that person representing WWE on the phone might be, calls Dwayne Johnson to come and do his Rock thing, and then when Dwayne Johnson gets there and they do a 180 on him, Dwayne Johnson has the right to go back home. So I'm not going to dispute anything you said. I think you came across very well right there, Conrad.
Can I also, I'm just going to read some of these off real quick. Jesse said that Meltzer tweeted that months before Elimination Chamber, I ain't ever apologizing to that fool ever, in caps. And he said, I think Rock planned on being at Mania, but Triple H pissed him off and changed it up. Hold on here. Once again, Rock named a lot of people. And if you wanted to, Sean, Rock called Conrad and Sean. Wouldn't it be easy for us to get up here and say, no, he didn't?
Of course.
Cody and Cena didn't do that. Now, is there that much fear of The Rock because he's on the board? What's he going to do? What's he going to do if I tell the truth? Rip the championship from me? You're going to ruin business because I said something?
Touche.
He never called us. So if he called you and he told you, you knew for 6 months before, and that's what you came up with? I'm just saying, bro.
I feel you, man. I can't argue with nothing you said this evening when it comes to that.
To be fair, this is Rock's first second year in the position. I'm hearing Travis Scott might be in the singles match this year with Cena. All that for the Fiend, that song, I guess. I don't know. Everyone gets blamed for the lackluster Mania besides the two triple threat matches, Jay winning, Jacob winning, and Dirty Dom winning. Yep. That was our favorite parts. You got to put some blame on Triple H, but if they're allowing Rock to come in and make up stuff on the fly, then I say, I'm good. I'm not going to be there. The pressure is on to rewrite that mess. Yeah. Let me see. I think originally it was going to be Rock for the Hall of Fame, and they said, nope, Triple H is your time now. I don't think so. I think Rock will go in when it's in like Florida or when he's done. By the way, it was leaked that Vince still owns third most stocks in WWE. Yeah, I saw he owns like 9.7% or something crazy like that. I think Linda has some too still. Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
That's business. They can invest in whatever they want. You can't.
Yeah, I could own 9% if I had the money.
Yeah. Which we don't, by the way.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to put that in perspective for the Rock thing. I thought that was a good back and forth that we had about that we brought to the table.
A stronger point you've never made, my brother. You were on the money with that one, bro.
Let's talk SmackDown real quick, at least the highlights of SmackDown. Because overall as a show, I thought SmackDown was okay, but still 3 hours, and I was crushed. Who's this guy? He made his return. He is back. Hopefully his shoulders are good. Aleister Black made his return. Thoughts on the segment?
I'm happy he's back. Him coming into the Miz's interview time and giving him the black mask is fine with me because it's just a reinsertion into the product. I thought it was done better than what they did with Rusev, and I'm really happy that Aleister Black is back. I'm just really hoping that they use him correctly because we all know what happened last time.
Yeah. I mean, when you get good creative ideas, that's exactly what you do. You hold it down. Promo Joe definitely put this up, and I did not even think about this until probably like 10 minutes after, and I was like, yo, that was the exact same segment, which effective, great. I hope that they use this guy. Honestly, I think they should elevate him to the world title picture as soon as possible, but I don't know how fast that's going to happen for him. Triple H usually takes time.
Him being on SmackDown, that would be him getting in John Cena's face, not Jey Uso.
Don't get me started about how they have things set up right now, Sean. They need things fixed, but they did what they did, in my opinion. But I wish him the best, and I hope that he gets to crush it, man, because I think he's a heck of a talent, and Triple H has booked him the best out of anyone that's had him. So hopefully he gets to shine. Next, SmackDown main event was wild. This match didn't get to show up at WrestleMania, but it was on SmackDown, and I thought it was a fun match.
Oh, it's a great match. I think it's the best match, honestly. It was the outside of again, you can't count Jey Uso winning as me thinking that's a great match because the only reason I think it was great is because my guy won. So I'll put that to the side. I'll go with this. I'll say that was the best match of WrestleMania week outside of the ladies triple threat match.
Really?
That's right. I'm giving it the nod. I'm giving it the nod over the World Heavyweight title. I'm giving it the nod over the World Women's title, and I'm giving it the nod over the WWE title. That match was great.
MJB comes in with a question. Who do you guys think the best heel and babyface was in any company of all time? Best heel and babyface.
I mean, I'm
pretty sure we might say the same answer.
I mean, honestly, I'm not. Is me giving it away saying I'm not happy about it? Are we on the same page?
I think so.
Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair.
Yeah, not my favorite babyface, but if you're like talking overall wrestling, everyone believed in that guy. Not me, but everyone believed in that guy, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair was one of the best heels of all time in WCW, where it was a heel-led territory instead.
Good question, MJB. Yep. Hogan and Flair. Not happy about the answer, but that's the truth.
Yes. Why was this not on Mania? Quills, I could not tell you, my brother. I could not tell you. Match of the year candidate, Guy Will Gamble says. TLC was great, very smart, making this commercial-free. SmackDown went by fast, especially with the commercial-free main event. That was fire. No, this was a much better SmackDown. I just still think the 3 hours is a sludge to get through. Trudge, whatever you want to call it. Aleister got to keep his theme. He didn't get Def Rebel. That was a smart move, in my opinion.
Facts.
Raven as heel in ECW. So many stories and careers were made off of his story. Good one, Clown. I think that's one that will definitely get overlooked, even in many situations. Raven's probably one of the best indie heels of all time, for sure. And I shouldn't even say indie because that's what sold those ECW tapes, but from that level. Anything else you wanted to add to the TLC match? I thought Street Profits was great.
I think it's a crime it wasn't on Mania. I mean, with the matches that we saw, I can name 3 matches that this match should have been over in the Mania card. To me, this gets the nod over Drew versus Priest. To me, this gets the nod over New Day versus the War Raiders. And to me, this gets the nod over Paul versus AJ Styles.
Yeah, it's a little rough out here. McKinney says, I don't think the tag match would have been good at Mania because all 6 men wrestled upset, I guess, because it wasn't on Mania. Yeah, that guy with the leg winning. But you guys know that's a Shawn Michaels spot, too. I know I'm going back to Diesel Shawn. Well, who had the leg? Was it Mad Dog Vachon, right?
That's correct.
In Your House. I forgot which one now.
In Your House, Good Friends, Better Enemies, April of 1996.
This is why Sean's here, folks, to keep me in check when I can't remember these things. Yeah, Sean did that, and I noticed they were wearing Shawn Michaels pants. Not to say that the guy didn't know, but I don't think you would do something like that, because if that apparatus breaks or gets damaged, WWE is going to be paying out the wazoo. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be paying already for Stone Cold's mishap.
Oh, yeah.
At WrestleMania. Yeah, she went down like a ton of bricks. Derek, don't even come in here messaging. Derek will say, like, yeah, they shouldn't.
Shout out to Quills. Quills also says it gets the nod over Chad Gable versus Ray Phoenix.
I was waiting for someone to start that Chad Gable didn't wrestle stuff.
Well, Chad Gable, I mean, I'm still...
All right, that's enough. That's
it.
That's it. I don't need you bringing up your history.
I was gonna leave it alone until you brought it up.
Before we get into Dark Side of the Ring, I just want to highlight a couple things here real quick. Yesterday, TNA Rebellion, watched it on Triller TV. I thought it was a fine event. I'm glad what they did. To me, if I had to tell anyone one match to walk out of here and go see, Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana crushed it. Fantastic. That should be your world title picture.
By the way, I just want to say real quick, non-related to wrestling, Conrad, please take the Rebellion down for a second. For any baseball fan out there, this is going to be 30 seconds or less. If your baseball team gets angry because they were up 6-1 in the 7th inning and ended up losing the game 8-7, like the New York Mets did, and you really want revenge, do what the Mets did today. Beat that same opponent 19-5.
Yikes.
So to give it some wrestling analogy, the Profits DIY and oh my gosh, help me out.
Motor City Machine Guns.
And the Motor City Machine Guns.
The Wreck-It Tat Boys.
And they came out and they were like, oh, you want to take something away from us? We're going to destroy you now. So there you go.
Yeah. TNA Rebellion was good. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't give Tessa the win, but Ryan Nemeth pinned Jeff Hardy. I mean,
Let's go, man. I got you, dog.
Sean, any thoughts on Indy Hartwell announcing she has signed? I heard there were going to be 3 international signings. This is the first one, I'm guessing.
You know how I feel about Indy Hartwell. Everybody knows that. I am a big fan. I'm also a little in love. But no, shout out to Indy Hartwell, bro. Like, she deserves to shine. I'm sad that she got let go and somehow, whatchamacallit,
Candice LeRae?
I'm not saying Candice should have lost her job, but what was the justification of Indy losing hers?
I think, well, don't get me started. Candice and Johnny are big supporters of Triple H, we'll just say. And also, I think Candice LeRae gets the nod over her just because of what she's done in her career. Like, Candice LeRae on the Indies, like, she's in some of the most famous clips of getting, like, murked in pro wrestling terms. Like, the backbreaker from Cedric Alexander where she flew, the super kick with the thumbtacks on the bottom of the sneakers from the Young Bucks. She took that. Like,
well, again, I'm not trying to discredit Candice LeRae. What I'm saying is that you had something right in your lap, which is putting the way back together, and they decided not to, and it cost Indy. But the bottom line is, let me not continue crying over spilt milk. I'm very happy Indy Hartwell has got a new deal. She deserves it. And I hope that she flourishes.
Yeah, I think she will. I think she's better off here in TNA than AEW, truthfully speaking. Like,
and she probably will end up being the TNA Knockouts champion
if she puts it all together. I don't know. Well, it's not as deep. The trenches aren't as deep as they used to be. So you're probably right, at least in the mix. Shout out to Masha Slamovich for winning too.
And in case you didn't hear me, I'm going to say it again. I know you did hear me, but I'm going to say it again. I'm a little in love with Indy Hartwell, a little bit. I'm all the way in love with Jada Parker, though.
BJ, are you saying they have the lips similar to Road Dogs? The possibly wearing your boss on shoes and carrying a picture on your tuxedo of him is kind of weird. That's like imagine, Sean, we work for I work for Muhammad Ali, and like what? dude, why would you wear a shirt like that? Like, come on, man.
You know what? A little bit of respect I had for him. Good God. I mean, you talk about a kiss tail. My God, bro. My God.
Yeah. Congrats to Indy. Mercedes posting videos of her training with Monet. Yeah, I heard that Mercedes was definitely helping out and working in ring stuff. New Japan has an event coming up, Resurgence, Friday, May 9th in Ontario, California. I know that this will be a pay-per-view live, so you guys are going to probably have to drop some bread if you want to see it. But they got an incredible lineup. Just wanted to remind people of that. That's going to be coming up very soon. We mentioned Mayu earlier, and last thing that I want to add into here was the old. No, not even this. I'll save this for the end, but I just wanted to remind people of today marked the unofficial start of the most unpredictable stretch in WWE history over the next 140 days. If Survivor Series felt somewhat underwhelming to you, it was likely by design. Just wanted to remind people of that with the Rock scenario. Again.
That was, to add some context, that was put out Survivor Series time of last year to make you feel like the next 6 months, which have already come and gone, we're going to be epic. Now, would you say they've been epic? I wouldn't.
I would say for us behind the scenes, yes, but for them, no. No.
Right.
No. Also, real quick, Grand Slam Mexico has sold out, and when I mean sold out, they opened the upper decks and it's over. Like, there's not a ticket to be had. There's nowhere for people to sit. Highest selling thing. This is good for CMLL and AEW. Shout outs to them. Got to show them love when they do the right things, so not mad at it.
Conrad, you know what I'm going to say?
What? Would have sold more if it was in the Tokyo Dome?
What if I said about Grand Slam?
Oh, listen. At this point, it's just a name. Leave it alone. I don't want to hear about it. This is where they play tennis in Mexico. No, I've got nothing.
No, Conrad. I love AEW. You know I love AEW. There's not even a Grand Slam event in the country of Mexico.
Maybe they meant Grand Slam like in a baseball sense. And I got nothing, bro. What do you want me to tell you here?
The Australian Open.
That's where it was supposed to be. And guess what? Once it got ruined, Tony was like, there is no more crying.
But it's stupid, Conrad. It's stupid. There's not even a Grand Slam tennis match in Mexico.
Sean, do you hear that money falling right now? Tony Khan don't care anymore.
Don't call it Grand Slam.
Give him a name that he can own then for it.
I don't know.
By the way, did you know CMLL owns all these arenas? Some people were like, oh yeah, WWE's going to boot them out. And they were like, no, CMLL owns all the arenas that they wrestle in. And I was like, oh shoot.
For the record, I do want to educate you, my friend, and our viewing audience and say that the 4 tennis Grand Slam events that take place every year are the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, for anybody who doesn't know where Wimbledon is, that is in England, and the United States Open in New York City. There is no Grand Slam in Mexico.
Grand Slam is just a gimmick now. Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. Like, it's just a gimmick name at this point.
Leezy, you are a logical and functional young person. How can you call something grand? You know what? Maybe I'm by myself on this one.
He said Super Slam. Listen, that's super corny too.
Change the name.
I know, but
you gotta change the name.
Sean, they own names though. Like, without the ownership of the name, I think they don't want to risk someone taking it. Whatever. To me, I don't care anymore. Whatever you're gonna call the show's great. You're selling tickets. Happy for you. Have a good show. I'll be watching once it's time. I am a little worried about their 4-hour block shows that they're doing.
You anger me, Conrad.
I'm sorry, Sean. You're taking this to heart. I'm not going to take it to heart. I'm like, whatever, dude. I get it
because I watch tennis.
I don't.
I'm trying to, and that's as a friend, I'm trying to educate you. There's no Grand Slam in Mexico.
There's no Grand Slam in this house either. So listen, the only Grand Slam we see are at Denny's. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I know
That
of.
was good, Carver. That was good.
I'm just being honest. At this point, I don't care. Call it whatever you want, Tony. Good for you for selling out. We're going to end this real quick here, touching on the last episode on this poster, episode 5, dealing with superstar Billy Graham. Sean, any thoughts on the superstar? Did you get a chance to check this?
No, I did. I'm gonna keep my comments brief. He was revolutionary for his time. The matches he had with Dusty Rhodes were phenomenal.
If you will.
Babies. I respect him. I mean, he did butt heads with Vince a lot toward the end of his career. He went to war. He actually appeared on the Donahue show and went to war with Vince McMahon. So, he's a Hall of Famer. God rest his soul. He deserves all the accolades that he got. I don't know how you feel about him.
I thought Superstar was great, and I think he fought an uphill battle that many others have fought. I think of like CM Punk. I'm going to prove to you that I'm better. But sometimes in their heads, when they've made a promise to someone, they're going to do that no matter what. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Vince Sr. presented, who was it? Bob Backlund with the championship. My father has always told me he'd never liked Bob Backlund's title reign, to be 100% honest about it. But I do think a lot of wrestlers took inspiration from superstar Billy Graham. I think if he would have been a few years after, I think that Vince would have pushed him, because Hogan's gimmick is basically superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, totally.
With the brother, how he talks, the jive talk. Even Dusty borrowed, I think, some of it from him, or vice versa. Maybe they influenced each other.
He said the same thing you said.
Yeah. I'm not even looking at the chat, T-Ferg, so much love. Appreciate that.
And by the way, as far as Bob Backlund is concerned, I didn't like his first reign that much. I wasn't actually alive for most of it, but I really enjoyed his second reign because I'm so happy that he homogenized and hallucinized all of us. Yeah.
Yes. Here. Lucia James, I see you.
He pasteurized us, Conrad. Did you know that Bob Backlund pasteurized us?
He probably did. Sorry, I'm putting the socials in the chat for you there. There you go. But yeah, totally like crazy career at a time where he thought he could like prove himself. He still ends up losing the title. He ends up going crazy, shaving his head, comes back as like a martial arts wrestler. It didn't work. Poo-poo. They gave him a world title shot, but he ends up losing. He never regains the championship. And then superstar Billy Graham just kind of became
the Rock Don Morocco's manager.
Yeah, and he also just became a guy,
a commentator,
and then became like bitter at WWE afterwards because he never got that title reign he thought he deserved. Like I said, I think he could have been Hogan for them if they would have started like 10 years sooner. But he was a little ahead of his time. But a lot of people take inspiration, and he was the original superstar. So respect to him. I know his family went through a lot of tough things. If you listened to it, you heard his son and daughter mention their relationships with him. Superstar Billy Graham was a preacher. That was why he was also very good at speaking the way that he did. And he was able to speak to the masses the way that he did. And he lasted a lot longer than anyone would have thought of. So shout out to the wrestling career of superstar Billy Graham. And it's definitely worth a watch if you guys want to go back and check out Dark Side of the Ring. Tomorrow's episode is on Eddie Gilbert. That's one I'll be very interested in because I've only heard stories from other people about Eddie Gilbert.
I actually studied Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I was a big fan of his. I actually had to do some research for him for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat segment of an old Hubbard Wrestling Weekly show that I put together in the archives. I was talking about I did some research on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert because he was the tag team partner of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat returned from WWE to WCW to fight Ric Flair for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I am familiar with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I will not ruin anything, but he was quite a character, both good and not so good.
And speaking of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, that leads us to Raw tonight. Paul Heyman, that was his guy at one point. No, Paul Heyman, Eddie Gilbert. He was going to book
the original ECW. Nice. Oh, my fault. My apologies, Conrad. Right. Okay.
I still got a little bit over here. I got it.
You got me on that. I didn't know that. Good for you.
we will see this new dangerous alliance of Paul Heyman's and what is next for them. I'm interested to see what they say and how they put everything together. So let's go. And we also have Becky Lynch, and we had the breaking news earlier of some other matches added. So Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley's on the show tonight. Lots of good stuff to get into.
There's nothing I could add to Conrad's excellent analysis of Monday Night Raw tonight, other than to say that I hope that Paul Heyman's new stable is called the Dangerous Alliance 2.0.
Sean, take us away, my good friend.
Added content coming your way. Obviously, the weekly content is where you want to meet us here on the flagship EPW, as Clash of the Podcast is presented on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel with myself and Conrad Cushman. On Wednesday night, my guy Derek and Conrad Cushman bring you the best AEW review in the world at 10:10 or 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But when I say added content, this coming Friday night will be the first installment of a weekly show. It will now be Hubbanomics. You will know when Hubbanomics is coming out moving forward. It will not be as sporadic. It will not be as antiquated as it's been in the past. It's going to be on time every Friday night, starting this Friday night as the return of Crystal will take place. Crystal will be my guest on Hubbanomics as we will dive into the WrestleMania main event and The Rock's involvement. So 6:05 is continuing to be the time. So, 6:05 every Monday night for Clash of the Podcast, and 6:05 every Friday night, starting this Friday on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly YouTube channel. It will be myself bringing you the best in professional wrestling as it relates to specific storylines. And this week, my special guest will be the one and only Crystal. So with that being said, we're continuing to bring you the very best in the world of sports and entertainment. We're very happy to have you guys. We appreciate you guys very much for tuning in each and every week. We hope that you do the same for Hubbanomics on Friday nights as well. That would be very nice if you could. And of course, continuing to support Conrad and Derek as they bring you the best in AEW. So with that being said, on behalf of the one and only Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. This is Clash of the Podcast. And remember the following, because it is a great encouragement and a great mantra for life. God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails. Later.